Welcome back to the Dark Reading News Desk at RSA25. Terry Sweeney with Dark Reading here, and joining us now is Nitesh Sinha, founder and CEO of Sacumen. Nitesh, thank you so much for joining us on the Dark Reading News Desk.
Delighted to be here.
Sacumen may be a new name for some of our viewers. Why don't we start with you telling us a bit about the sectors of the security market where Sacumen is most active?
Sure. So the thing that really differentiates Sacumen from any other company of the world, right, has been our focus. We are arguably the only company in the world that works only with cybersecurity product companies in the space of product engineering. So in simple words, we help them develop products and solutions. So we, of course, offer different services in terms of product development, product advancement, product support, and of course, the connectors. So over a period of time, connectors have been one space which is a real differentiator for us. We are known in the industry for building connectors. So anytime a cybersecurity product company is looking to build a third-party integration, we specialize in that. So just to give you an idea of the specialization is we have built more than 3,600 plus connectors across categories of SIM, SOAR, XDR, cloud application, cloud monitoring systems, DevOps, you name it.
Okay.
Right. We also have two platforms in this connector space. The first one is SacuNext. So it's a typical low-code, no-code platform which helps you to build connectors at a very fast pace. And the other one is called as AutoNext, which is the world's first platform at this point of time, which is used for automation testing for connectors. So it does very unique things around continuous monitoring, payload check, and load testing of the connector there. And by the way, we have launched a marketplace now where we have 200 plus pre-built connectors for our customer to just order, and it will be deployed in their environment in pretty quick time. So that's all about Sacumen.
That's really helpful in where we go next. Let's dig in though around that integrations piece. Talk about some of the most common security elements that require this integration.
Sure. So if you look at one space where you had the maximum consolidation or the funding or the acquisition has been the cybersecurity space. Because a single cybersecurity product can only do certain things well, right? To expand the capabilities of the product, right? You need something more to be added to it. And that's why connector come into the picture. And I'll give you a live example of how it affects your daily life so that you understand the power of connectors. So think of it as you would have been issued a laptop by your company, right? Assume that it gets infected by a malware. Now think of your journey. What will happen? First of all, for first few days, you will not even realize that there's something wrong with your system. You start to find it slow in your speed and everything. Then what will your next step? You'll reach out to your IT team of your company there. So if you're lucky, the person may be available. Or what if he has gone on the long weekend leave and he's not there? But let's assume that you do reach out to the IT member, right? Most of the IT members in the industry are ill-equipped to handle cybersecurity issues. So you lose a lot of days, in just trying to figure out the issue. And in this time frame is your laptop has access to your critical servers, critical applications, right? Because you're authorized to access that. Now, because this has not been addressed is you may be under a cyber attack. But what?
Right.
If I tell you that instead of you coming and telling me that there is some issue in your laptop, I know in advance that there's some security malware that has infected your laptop. And on a one click, I can make a decision to block your device, block you for a certain time frame, block the part of the network which you have access to, and automatically take a back of the data. That is the power of integration. That is the power of connectors I'm talking about, right? And all that is happening in the cybersecurity space. That's why it's a critical.
Okay, there's a movement afoot within the security space of I'll just call it the breaking down of silos. We don't want instruments that do just a single thing. So necessarily, as you mentioned earlier, these functions are getting integrated into a single platform. Is this the glue that integrates these different separate functions and breaks down the silos?
Yeah, you're absolutely right. right? That is where connectors come into the picture. The more the integrated the different systems are, right? You have an ability to detect in real time as well as respond in real time in that way, right? So we are living in a pizza culture, right? Everybody needs a quick fix, everybody needs a quick response to it, right? And that can only happen through the power of connectors there. And that's what we specialize in.
Okay, is this in fact what's driving the demand for this integrated security solution?
Yes, absolutely.
With that in mind, what are some of the limitations of using unified APIs on, say, integrated platform as a service kinds of platforms?
So that's a great question what you have asked. In fact, on the flow, I receive so much of such questions there because there are so many of these iPaaS options which are there available for you, right? And of course, it has its great advantages there that when you have a unified API, your pitch is, just leverage with one API, I'll get you it done everything. But it has its own limitations, right? The first thing is your customer data. When you integrate with any of these unified APIs platform, right? Your customer data is flowing from their platform. Is your customer will be comfortable with that? Mm-hmm. Maybe a FedRAMP certification may not even allow that, right? You don't know of what are the security measures which have been put there to protect the data around that, right? So that's the number one issue. The second problem is when you look at the customization which you can do on these platforms, it's quite limited because they need to address to a broader audience, right? But you may want specific features to be implemented and that cannot come just for you, right? That's the second one. And the third important limitation is you're not control of your destiny, right? In a literal sense is you don't have access to the source code of the connector, right? You are totally tied on what is the wish list of these iPaaS platforms, right? When do they roll out the next set of connectors? I may have a sales deal to be signed with my customer, which is asking for few integrations, and the iPaaS platform may say that no, that will possibly come after 3 months. You cannot wait. So you would want to have a tighter control of your destiny. And that is something why these platforms have the limitations to sort of exactly meet your requirements.
Thanks for that. Also curious where artificial intelligence and machine learning fit into the mix. Are these just other kinds of connectors? Help us understand that.
So we have been early adopters of AI and a fast adopter in that way. But as a practitioner myself, I understand that this is a fantastic technology, but at the same time, it can be a very dangerous tool if it's not played out well. So what we have done at Sacumen is we have tried to address the periphery of our development process, right? So right now we are leveraging AI to create the approach documentation, design documentation, automate the test cases, right? We have built AI agents which can automate my connector creation, right? So all that is where AI is playing a part, but gradually at org level, we plan to apply more of it. So AI is real and it is having a huge productivity gain for us.
All right. Well, this is a great cut on the systems and integration parts of so many of the security platforms that we know. I just want to thank you for coming by the Dark Reading News Desk to really highlight these changes.
Thanks so much for giving me an opportunity to share my views. Thank you.
We've been talking with Nitesh Sinha of Sacumen. This has been Terry Sweeney for the Dark Reading News Desk. Thanks for joining us for this segment. See you next time.